So, Jeff, I'd like to talk to you about a trend that I see.
Okay.
Interjecting woke politics and feminism into popular culture, and it has completely taken over the MCU. It is abysmal that there are so many people that want to bitch about it.
I absolutely love the term MCU. It is quite possibly the cringiest fucking thing I've heard in my goddamn life.
Anytime I hear somebody say MCU, I honestly already 100% know how they feel about things, and that their opinion is typically made up before they watch the show.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So
Well, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But we are here to talk about She-Hulk season 1. We'll see if there's going to be a season 2.
right, yeah, it's it's up in the air. Disney's throwing Disney Plus series out left and right. So
Sure, I imagine. I mean, they definitely didn't shell out too much money for the VFX department.
Well, that seems to be a recurring problem in Hollywood these days. And
That's true.
It's especially egregious because of Marvel, because they have so much money.
Right.
They should not be abusing these VXF departments. But
that is actually a really big fucking problem.
It's obviously DC has effects that they have to do. Like every single franchise these days is in need of VXF artists.
Yeah.
And obviously, clearly, these bidding wars that are being done are undercutting people. And
Right.
it's glaringly apparent in She-Hulk particularly, but in most media, recently.
Yeah. So I actually started rewatching the Doctor Strange Mountains of Madness.
The mom verse of multiness.
The mom bang of sluttiness. Some of the effects are really great, and some of them are super bad. But really, the biggest cut that they made in that movie for budgetary reasons is Boober Snooble Cumberbumber's wig.
Wig, yeah. his hair in that movie is just terrible.
Yeah. Well, so that's kind of the interesting thing with.
I thought he was Khan in that movie.
Yeah, Ricardo Montalban is Doctor Strange. That would be great, actually. I'd love to. Well, I mean, I don't even know if Ricardo Montalban is still alive.
Back to She-Hulk, though.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
To loop this back around,
we have differing opinions.
Yeah, we do.
But they're really not like wildly divergent opinions. So I think I can confidently say I liked She-Hulk. I have issues, and I have high points, but overall, I enjoyed myself watching it. Whereas,
I enjoyed the last episode, mostly because once it leaned pretty hard into what it should have been the entire series,
super meta,
it was way more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that Tatiana Maslany, is that her name? The lead actress? I'm
something
sure
like that.
Tatiana
Yeah.
Maslany. She's not like Ryan Reynolds Deadpool status yet. Like, give her some time and she may be able to get there.
Okay.
I think that very right off the get go, they were playing that we're gonna break the fourth wall. She's gonna be like the female Deadpool, and it didn't really work so much in the beginning.
Yeah, there's a totally different, and this isn't a spoiler, by the way, because it happens right in the first episode that she breaks the fourth wall. She talks to the camera. And we'll try and give a spoiler alert, but honestly, if you haven't seen it, it's a really quick series. Just go watch it.
It's also been out the finale's been out for almost a week now.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Half a week.
And it's because it's tonally very different. Deadpool is directed towards a very specific type of audience. Nerds and like edgy kids and action fans and women and men who want to fuck Ryan Reynolds.
So, from what I understand, the She-Hulk comics have the same kind of audience.
Oh yeah, but that's not the audience that they were going after with the show.
I understand that. Right. That's a big part of my problem.
Right.
Is that they were we're going after a very specific audience in this show, and when you do that, you automatically alienate another part of the fan base.
And I think that's one of the big problems that they had, not as an organic sort of criticism, but that they were always going to have this issue with the internet response. And I don't even want to say the nerd response or the geek response, because it's not an organic response to that either. The outrage marketer response, these I want to say neckbeards, but I mean, oh no, I shaved today. Okay, yeah, I'm right. Uh,
Well, not all of them have neck beards, do they?
yeah, I guess not. I guess not. Who make a shit ton of money by getting
And
people all
you can't call them incels because then specifically they'll be like, well, I've got a wife and kids, so how am I an incel?
you do, but your
fans,
fans,
your audience that you are specifically catering to, and I'm probably never gonna watch it, but if you do, you know who you fucking are.
yeah. So She-Hulk is the story, obviously, of Jennifer Walters. She's Bruce Banner, the Hulk's cousin. And an accident with his blood makes her into a Hulk. And she also happens to be a lawyer. And she's like, actually, I don't want to be a superhero. I want to be a lawyer. And so the show is not really a superhero story.
No, it's they specifically said that they wanted to be more like Ally McBeal, which is great.
Right.
That's fine, but then get writers who can write legal dramas, because nobody the only time that the courtroom scenes felt any kind of competency that I felt when I was watching it was the episode with Daredevil, Matt Murdock.
Yes, I would agree. And I guess that is a spoiler, but whatever, who cares?
At this point,
so
we're gonna spoil it. Sorry, but I mean, go watch it on Disney Plus or
my biggest problem that I had with the show, the biggest one that I had, was a disappointment that I had because I thought She-Hulk was going to be Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, but in the MCU. Not like completely batshit like Harvey Birdman is, but I wanted to see more courtroom drama with like ridiculous, stupid characters from the Marvel Universe. And we did get to see quite a few of those, but not in a courtroom comedy drama, which is what I really wanted to see.
Well, and one of my favorite things about the Netflix Daredevil series was the courtroom stuff that they did. I thought that the best like line delivery monologue, if you will, in that entire series was Matt Murdock's closing arguments when he was defending the guy that they knew had murdered somebody, and they didn't want to defend him, but they had to do it for money, and so they were trying to defend him in a way that the jury would still find him guilty. And he sat there and delivered this fantastic monologue, and I remember one of the lines was these questions, and the way that he delivers it is just fantastic.
Yeah.
And that was always one of my favorite parts about the Netflix Daredevil series, was it felt like not only was the Daredevil superhero side of it done very well,
but the legal part
the legal part was done very well too. And there were some drawn out parts, and that was criticism, but I think that on a whole,
Charlie Cox, right?
Yes.
Yeah, fucking fantastic actor. He's great.
Yep.
And I'm glad that he's going to be able to join into the MCU. I think that's wonderful.
It's really cool. Yeah.
So it's a comedy. She-Hulk is a comedy. If you were to ask me how many times I laughed out loud throughout the 6 episodes, probably 3 times. I think I got 3 genuine laughs out where I was like,
I don't know that I laughed one time.
I'll definitely fuck it, spoilers, whatever.
Fuck it, man.
The last episode, when she barges in to find out why the fuck her episode is like completely going off the rails.
When she literally breaks the fourth wall.
When she literally breaks the 4th wall, and it turns out that all of the MCU is being directed by a robot named Kevin.
Yeah, that was very meta, and
I lost my shit, dude.
I appreciated what the moment was trying to say. I didn't think it was done very well. I mean, it was fun. Like I said, the last episode, and I'll give my opinion here. The first, what is it? It was only 6 episodes.
It was only 6 episodes.
The first 5 episodes, I was bored out of my fucking mind.
Really?
No, it was 9 episodes because Daredevil didn't show up until episode 8.
Huh?
Yeah, it was 9.
Okay, whatever.
But I was super bored. Like a lot of the things didn't make sense. Like, why did Titania barge into the courtroom in the very first episode? And then, how did she not get in any trouble for that? She just goes about her life continuing to be an influencer. Like, things literally do not make sense about the show.
Okay, but...
And I understand what it is.
You're right, it's 9. It's, the thing, what I guess, like, the reason I can defend it is because I am usually the guy who's like, the writing is shit. The writing is bad. And that's why I don't like it. I think it's bad because the writing is bad. That's why I fucking hate Picard. That's why I hate Discovery. I hate all that shit because the writing is fucking bad. The writing doesn't have to be good in this because it's not supposed to be serious. It's supposed to be candy.
Right. I
You know.
I understand that, but like let's flip it around to the episode right before the finale, the very end of the Daredevil episode. She punches a TV. She punches a TV. She doesn't punch through a courtroom wall. She punches a TV.
Oh yeah, and she
gets
sent
thrown
to,
into
yeah.
like what, the raft or something like that.
Yeah, a maximum security prison. Yeah,
And yet there are no consequences when Titania busts through a courtroom
a federal
wall.
court. Yeah.
So again, it's not,
I can see it then.
it is what it is, but there are things that like it was just glaring for me, and maybe it's because maybe I didn't go into it with the right attitude. I don't know. Like I said, the last episode is enjoyable because of the meta, and they lean into it a little bit harder, and I appreciated that. I think that like they were trying to be something up until that point that they had no business trying to be. That whole like, we want to be Ally McBeal courtroom drama, but we're not going to really write any courtroom drama material.
That was kind of disappointing.
Jen goes to a wedding. Jen signs up for a dating app. You know, like it's okay.
It's more just like it's like a quirky character show that really doesn't have to do with courtrooms. It only tertiarily has to deal with superheroes, but it also doesn't deal with the superhero aspect. There's one episode I think that deals with the superhero aspect super fucking well, and that's when she ends up going to Emil Blonsky, the Abomination's commune, where he's doing like group therapy for these loser, Z tier supervillains. You know,
sure.
That episode was fucking great.
It was all right.
That episode was great, and it worked for because the story is about Jen Walters, and she's dealing with her stuff. She's got a tough life. She's doing this and she's doing that. Okay, whatever. Not really what I signed up for, but I can just kind of like, I'll watch it. But when it was Jen got ghosted and she's having issues with it, so she ends up on accident having to go to this hippie commune. She's surrounded by supervillains who are like super supportive and everything. I thought that was very clever. Very clever.
I didn't have any problem with that part of the episode. It was fine. Like it was entertaining enough. And if the whole show had been like that, I would have been a lot more on board with it. That was fine. The Daredevil stuff for the most part was fine. I feel like the fight between Daredevil and She-Hulk could have been very easily solved if Matt would have, in the very beginning, he knew why Jen was protecting this dude.
Yeah.
He could have just been like, hey, Jen, this is what's going on, instead of fighting her for 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then being like, hey, Jen, this is what's going on.
They needed to have a She-Hulk versus Daredevil fight.
Again, could have been written better.
I was saying that to the TV the whole time I was going on. I'm like, just tell her.
Yeah.
Bro, just tell her.
Could have been written way better. If you needed She-Hulk and Daredevil to fight, like, find a legitimate reason. Like, that's this shit to like, oh, let's just have them do this and not really explain it very well.
It's just a big misunderstanding. How's she gonna pay for all the damage that she did? I know, like, the more you examine it, the more it's like, okay, that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. And I don't know. I found that there was a great charm in being able to turn my brain off and just enjoy it. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a good show.
I will say that while we're on the subject of the MCU,
it makes me cringe every time.
I liked Miss Marvel more than I liked She-Hulk.
Miss Marvel was well written.
It was.
There
were some moments that didn't make as much sense. That if you would have thought about it a little bit harder, you'd be like, "Well, why did that happen?" And like, I haven't watched it in a while, so I don't have it fresh in my head. This isn't a Miss Marvel review, but
right. I kind of was bummed with how they changed her powers from the comic books a little bit.
It made her a mutant now, right?
Well, she was always a mutant. Well, wait.
No,
she was supposed to be an Inhuman. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, now I don't think isn't she like using the magic thing with the whatever and like.
So at the very last episode, Bruno Mars or whatever her best friend's name is.
Oh yeah, sure.
Mars Volta.
Okay.
He tells her, "Oh, I was analyzing your blood, and there's a weird mutation."
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. And it was like at a very throwaway line at the very end as it's closing.
Like one of the I just I liked her powers in the comic books. It's a little different, a little whatever, but it's fine. And it ended up being very cute. The one thing that was kind of like off for me in that show was also the thing that I found the most interesting is that it just was a culture that I'm not familiar with at all.
I that was something that I really liked about it is
Me
because
too.
I'm not familiar with that culture at all, and it kind of it when it's done correctly like that, it really opens your eyes to some things.
Right. Right.
The one thing that I will say, and this harkens back to what we talked about in the very beginning. In the very first few episodes, there was really great animation with like talking bubble points and stuff that made
Oh,
it
that was
feel very,
great.
very comically.
Yeah.
And then as the show went on, all of that stuff stopped.
Yeah, they just stopped doing it. And that
And
was kind of weird.
I think again it was budgetary reasons. Which Marvel, you've got the fucking money. Come
Yeah.
on, you're backed by Disney.
Come on.
You like literally. So out of the top 10 highest grossing actors, like actors whose movies have grossed the most money, 8 of those 10 are all Marvel actors.
I fucking believe it.
Do you know who the number 1 highest grossing actor is?
Robert Downey Jr.?
He's number 2.
Really? Who's number 1?
Scarlett Johansson.
Really?
Yep.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. I wish they would have given her a better fucking movie. Oh my god.
But anyway,
yeah, so I don't know. I thought She-Hulk was entertaining. It wasn't great.
it was okay. If you're not going in with any expectations, it's fine.
I would like to see them do another season, but either do more courtroom and more silly or more fourth wall breaking, but like use Jen as like kind of a gateway into a different avenue of looking at the MCU.
Right, and there
God,
should
I almost
be-
said MCU. Fuck.
This is our MCU review.
Because I don't want everything with Marvel to be
MC review.
right. MCU review.
We're doing our MCU review.
I don't want everything with Marvel to always have to be super fucking serious. I want some fun, silly shit.
The best thing to do, if what they should do with this character is they should use her as like a gateway to do funny cameos with all of the rest of the other Marvel actors.
That'd be great. That'd be great, except
one-off
for Chris Pratt. I don't really ever want to see Chris Pratt again. I'm so fucking sick of it.
Honestly, like,
Hey, are you gonna criticize me? Whoa! Are you criticizing? You criticizing?
Leave the dude alone, okay? Like everybody wants to live their own stupid lives. Are we gonna go, bro? We're gonna go right now. We're gonna go.
Easy, Blue. Easy. Sorry, I watched Jurassic World Dominion, and I counted how many fucking times somebody. It wasn't just him. Everybody does it now in the fucking movie, and it was like 9. It was.
I love how this is a She-Hulk review.
I know, but it was like it was definitely at least 9, questionable up to 12. Literally, like every 10 minutes, somebody's going.
Jeff, they are genetically programmed to freeze when someone holds their hand up. That's what it is.
They're like, oh, he means stop. Oh, okay. Rawr.
You can't even.
Somebody should have done that to She-Hulk when she was about to smash the TV. We needed Chris Pratt to come in and be like, easy, Jen. Down, girl. Down, girl. Down. Down. Down.
Oh, man. Yeah.
We need...
And then do his awesome Mario voice.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It's amazing how much Mario sounds like Chris Pratt. So anyway, but no, we need a Crocodile Hunter style show based in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We need that.
There are a lot of cool things that they could do.
Oh, yeah.
If they're going to go low budget shit, like give Daryl his own show.
Which Daryl?
Thor's roommate.
Oh, wait. Daryl?
You've never seen the one-off Thor's roommate? He's got like an Australian roommate.
No. I have never gotten around to watching those. Is it good?
It's so fucking good, dude.
Oh, all
it's
right.
just funny. So you've seen the Edward Star Trek short, right? With H. John Benjamin?
Yes.
It's on that level of funny, I would say.
That's cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. So She-Hulk. It's okay. I would recommend it if you
give
could...
this a 6 out of 10 to quote someone else.
Yep. I'd say if you can turn your brain off and you really like Daredevil, it's worth watching.
My honest review, honestly, 6 out of 10 is kind of high. I would say I'm between like 4.5 to 5.5. I mean,
yeah.
Watch it if you're bored, whatever. If you've got expectations, watch something else.
You mean that's out of 6, right?
I don't know, whatever. It's out of
Um,
something.
but
It's I give it a number out of a number.
so,
A
but
small number out of a bigger number.
the one other thing that I really want to talk about, and it's the since it's so meta, let's get a little meta. They got very meta in commentating on people that commentate on shows like She-Hulk, and obviously they knew that this is going to happen because they had to make
Lady
these,
Thor, come on, man.
right. They scripted this, they approved it, they recorded it, they shot it, they edited it together.
They had
months.
They had Doomcock's mask. Did you see that?
Did they really?
Yes.
No fucking way.
The intelligentsia guys were wearing Doomcock's mask.
That's fucking hilarious.
I know. I thought it was pretty funny.
So they knew months before the years were going to come out that it was going to get the response that it got. That
Sure.
is how obvious, like, these fuckheads that make this boring fucking content.
It's
MCU,
because
it's so annoying.
It's because they have an audience that will watch every single one of those videos, and
Yep.
they know it doesn't matter whether they believe that or not. And I want to give props to one person. I was very surprised that the Critical Drinker was able to give Prey a decent review, because everybody bashed on that movie. And Amber Midthunder, I think is her name from Legion.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I have not seen Prey, but I know that she was fantastic in Legion.
Yeah.
And you know, he was like, you know, she did a pretty good job, and you know, he was able to find some good things to say about that. But for the most part, like, there is a whole subset of YouTube that their entire business is just shitting on things because they know that it will get them views.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what their actual opinion is. They're going to say what's going to get them the views.
Right. There's nothing sincere about it. And you can tell. You can tell because when you look at their reviews, when you look at the way that they analyze these types of things, they laser focus onto things that specifically will make them mad. They don't say one fucking thing, usually, that they like. Usually. Like,
It's because there's nothing that I like, and it's so terrible,
That's
and
not
it
how
ruined my childhood.
that's not how you do a fucking review. That's not how you do a review. Like, you know, you have to try and find something that is actually redeemable about something, because if you don't, and everything is just always shit and it's always crap, then people are going to automatically assume that you're only disliking it because you have no capacity to analyze, you know? And it's just the how it is. Like Picard. I can say
That you're super excited for season 3?
That's complicated. But like I can say that the CGI is well done.
It sure is.
That's it. But anyway, that's what I mean. You know, so like it's a cottage industry. Is that the right term? Cottage industry?
Cottage cheese industry?
It's a cottage cheese industry of a bunch of stinky fucking dudes that have they found a way to make a shit ton of money. And you know what? Hey, good on them for the fucking
there
grift
are
and
girls
everything.
in that category too.
Oh god, they're even worse than the dudes.
Man.
But She-Hulk made a meta commentary about this kind of shit being the state of affairs. So much so that those dudes are the fucking villains of the show. And ultimately, there's no real resolution, which I think is kind of a big writing faux pas, and it's kind of weird because she's just like, this is dumb, let's just not do this ending, it's fucking stupid.
And that was good. And I want to say I did find it a little bit cringy that they couldn't find. And like, I understand the reason that they did it.
No.
But when your whole show is like, I'm going to cater to a very specific audience subset,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to make this other audience subset the villains of my show,
Yeah.
that is purposely divisive, and
It is
not a good business strategy. All other things aside,
Agreed.
whether it was entertaining or not,
Mhm.
it is not a very good business strategy decision.
I think it was very entertaining to a certain extent because I do despise people like that.
I appreciated the meta of it.
I appreciated the meta of it, but as far as like a story decision, as far as a business decision, I don't think it was necessarily the best. But I did think it was pretty fucking hilarious in a weird way.
Sure,
Because
we
like,
live in weird times though.
because people will be like, "Wow, that was really woke and on the nose," blah 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 blah, and they're like, "Okay, fuck, hold my beer," and they just fucking decided to go completely apeshit with it, and it, for me, it went over that line of like, oh God, this is really on the nose too. Oh shit! Fuck, they actually did that. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Fuck
Well,
it.
and then
Whatever.
like
fuck
I said,
it.
it's episode 8 when that happens, and that was the point where I was like, okay, this is fine. But
Yeah.
like up until that, or 9, excuse me. But up until that point, I was fucking bored. Sorry.
Nah, I liked
but anyway,
it. I liked it. Anyway, yeah, it's She-Hulk, and that's our review.
watch it, don't watch it, I don't care.
Stay woke, fellow libcucks.
Stay woke and broke.
You know
Because fuck capitalism.
Nah, man. You know what? That's the thing, though, is with how much money they saved on the VFX, I'm sure this series made them a fuck ton of money.
It might have, but anyway.
But
yeah.
hey, everybody, from the happening, go woke, get broke. And it's never been true. It's never been true.
They're all of their subscriptions for Disney Plus are paid up.
Yeah, fuck yeah, absolutely.
They're all paying their Disney Plus monthly subscription.
'Cause-
I mean, maybe their subscribers are paying it. I don't give a shit, but like it's still coming out of their wallet, so whatever.
Because here's the truth: woke doesn't mean anything, and it hasn't meant anything for a while. But when it comes down to it, when we're talking about this battle between the forces of woke in Hollywood and the people who are anti-woke in YouTube, every single person in that equation, the people who make the movies, the people who review the movies, they're all anti-woke and shit. They're all getting paid. You're not.
It's true. It's true. You're the one that's paying them, so think about that. Anyway, watch it, don't watch it. Have a good time.
Bye.
Until the next time.